Here's the third one this week. What's this? Clues?
These are the 5 functions of management.
Right. First clue. Planning.
Planning is the first function of management, which sets the foundation for the management cycle. Planning involves setting goals and providing clear direction for those goals. Plans can be short-term or long-term, but they should always be based off of previous results.
I'll need to interview someone who knows more about planning.
If it is a class I have taught before, then I try to have the whole year pretty much planned out. Something where the students don't have the time I need them to have for certain assignments, then yes, we'll have to regroup and revise that plan.
So, what's next? Organizing.
Organizing is the second function of management and involves arranging the business's assets, policies, and procedures in order to carry out the plan. Organizing improves efficiency by creating an understandable chain of command. Organization should always be improved upon based on results of organizing.
In order to stay organized, you need to make sure that you're prioritizing and figuring out what needs to be done when. If something can wait to be done, putting that kind of on the back burner, focusing on what needs to be done initially. The biggest difficulty is just time, having the right amount of time to get things done.
I think I need more information.
The best way to establish a chain of command would be getting respect from employees. You want to have their respect so that way they'll listen to you. The better you do, the better they'll do. If you're not a good organizer, it can make your job a lot harder because you might not know where stuff is, which adds more time. To be organized, you need to keep your time managed well.
Hey detective, I saw some guys lurking around the corner. I took the liberty of interviewing them myself.
Good work. Yeah, we'll tell you anything about this?
Yeah, for sure.
Staffing is a continuous process that provides a business with the human resources it needs in the right positions at the right time. These human resources are needed to carry out other management functions. Staffing is a long process because the business must ensure that employees are effective.
All right, so what exactly did they tell you?
The main questions I ask are, what is your availability? What's your transportation situation like? And can you work holidays, weekends? Look for enthusiasm. I'm really just looking for anything that really sets them apart. Most people, it's their first job, so I'm not looking for a lot of experience. I'm looking for the right attitude. Everything else we can train.
All right, what qualifications do you have for employees?
We'd like to see them have a good work ethic, that they are reliable and have good communication skills.
How do you find new employees?
There's a couple ways. We advertise online. We use word of mouth through people working to get friends to come in who have good work ethic.
How big does staffing play a role in your company?
It plays an important part because if we don't have the staff, we can't run the park.
What about this one?
Directing involves managers guiding their employees through instructing, supervising, communicating, motivating, etc. in order to help them achieve goals. Directing is where work actually begins, coordinating a stable, structured work effort.
I got one guy to tell me a little bit more about it, but not.
My leadership style is one-on-one. I feel like every team member I have a special connection with. I show them how it should be done. I also motivate them and help them if they have any problems or anything, or they're having some difficulties following to our standards. What we like to do for positive feedback is to compliment our team members who are doing a good job. We also give them more trust and responsibility. The disciplining action, what we do is if they're not performing well, we have a sit down talk and explain what they could do better.
This just doesn't feel like enough. What am I missing? Who are you?
I saw this whole crime go down, but listen, I knew a guy named my mom who once told me all about this directing stuff. He said, when directing, remind employees of the correct procedures and set a date to evaluate if they have improved. Give good and bad examples. If employees feel appreciated and respected, they're more likely to stay. Getting to know them on a personal level is important. I also know a little bit more about this right here.
Controlling involves monitoring the work effort through comparing results to the standards of plans set out in the first stage of management, correcting work if needed to align with plans. Managers control many things such as employees, finances, marketing, technology, and products.
This guy Taylor told me everything gets measured. Sales and portfolio teams get measured. You can't improve if you don't measure it. We measure accurately and then pay a lot for top producers. We try to maintain a high standard.
Alright, what else do you know about controlling?
The superintendent told me we have the ability to measure our portfolio, team's contributions every day, every hour if we wanted to, but we only review it quarterly. When we spend money, we try to measure if we are getting a good return on that investment. Sometimes it's hard to measure that exactly. We try to measure customer acquisition cost, but it's not as easy.
Thank you, sir. I'm gonna have you go with some officers to take an official statement. So, those are the 5 functions of management: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling, which managers use to set goals, arrange resources, manage and motivate employees, and monitor their performances in order to have a successful business. Wait, how is that supposed to help solve murder?